A game can be about anything. Like film, you can theoretically put anything you want up on that screen, but far too often AAA games are usually about the same thing. Everyone imitates each other nowadays. Halo is like Far Cry, Assassin's Creed is like The Witcher, and Fallout is like every other live service game.
How the mighty have fallen.
As the industry continues down this path of stealing what's safe and trying nothing new, it's hard to tell what's actually original and what's just a blatant ripoff. But after finishing Death Stranding, I'm not too sure what the hell I just played. So, you making a video on that new Walking Bullshit Part 2 game? Bad idea, bro. You should make a video on Battlefield 6 like a normal person. No, I'm actually doing it on the first game because I don't have a PS5. Jesus, so you can't play the sequel, and now you're gonna do a video on the first game in order to still be relevant in the conversation? Yep. That might be the saddest clout chase I've ever heard. I do not own a PS5. I won't bow down to Sony's shitty business practices. Instead of sucking off that shitty CEO, I suck off a different one.
Gaming.
Console war bullshit aside though, I do plan on eventually getting a PS5 so that I can play Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
But in the meantime, I think it's finally time I shared my useless thoughts on Death Stranding.
See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that young out. There's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let the fall.
A few months ago, Death Stranding the Director's Cut got released for the Xbox. Prior to playing it, I only knew a few things about it. I knew that it had something to do with Norman Reedus, babies in jars, and walking. A lot of walking. I remember people outright hating the game for that reason alone. Of course, back then, I couldn't give a shit about any of that because I was too busy trying to get good at Fortnite. I'm still not good, but I finally played it, and I can't stop thinking about it.
I'm a goddamn cat.
Like I said before, I'm not too sure how you'd clarify what kind of game Death Stranding is. Is it an open world game? Is it a third-person shooter? Apparently Kojima once called it an entirely new genre known as a Strand-like, but I mean...
You serious?
Anyways, whatever kind of game it is, it does involve walking up mountains and cradling babies in jars. Why? Well, in order for that to make sense, I first have to explain some of the world-building shit. The game's setting takes place all over America sometime in the future? I don't know. They have robot legs and holograms. But it's important to note that shit is fucked up. This is how a regular person in this world reacts when they see a rainbow.
Son of a bitch. Rainbow!
He's reacting that way because the rain, also known as timefall, rapidly ages whatever it touches. So humanity mostly lives underground while the porters deliver stuff on the surface. Some of the porters, also known as mules, are actually addicted to delivering packages.
It's a ritual to them. The delivery. An insatiable addiction.
Those guys are total assholes. There's also terrorists running around blowing shit up. And to top it off, there's ghosts, also known as BTs, that are spooking the shit out of people.
Gotcha, bitch!
They're here because of the Death Stranding.
Hey, that's the name of the show.
It's the event that caused all these Cthulhu monsters and the dead to become, goddammit, stranded in the living world. And the only way to detect BTs is with these unborn babies called BBs. Because they're unborn, I guess they sort of exist in that same limbo as the BTs.
Yes, science!
So, environmental problems, terrorists, ghosts, ghost whales, things are looking pretty grim for humanity. But that's where you come in. You play as Sam Porter Bridges. He's a rough and tough, grizzled, immortal UPS man who is introduced on a motorcycle. Because of course Norman Reedus is riding a motorcycle. I just wish the game didn't have to do this shit.
And Death Stranding, as well as those of Deep.
What the fuck?
When you relieve yourself,
Damn it!
Anyways, your main objective is to reconnect the last cities of America in order to save the human race. You do this by delivering packages to people and also connecting them to the chiral network, which is basically like the internet, I think? If it is, then it makes connecting people to the internet look like the coolest / weirdest process ever.
I don't know what the that was.
But yes, the core game loop of Death Stranding revolves around delivering packages. Obtain quest item, bring it to the destination. Repeat. Of course, there's more to the game than that, which I'll get to, but there's no getting around the fact that most of your time spent playing this game will be spent walking. I don't like walking simulators because of, you know, the walking part. I like the Stanley Parable because it's funny, but if I was purely judging that game on its mechanics alone, I'd torch the fuck out of it. Despite what the title of this video might say though, Death Stranding is actually not a walking simulator. That's right, I lied. It's not a walking simulator, it's the thinking man's walking simulator. Delivering a package might sound boring, but Death Stranding transforms that delivery into a complex web of problems. The fun comes from how you'll deal with them. How much weight are you carrying? Are you shifting your weight? What's the better path to take? Is there a time limit? Are you paying attention to the topography of the world and you bring ladders and ropes to deal with that? Would you rather not take the time to navigate the rough terrain ahead and instead invest in constructing roads in order to safely drive to your destination? Do you walk down a mountain like a chump, or do you go extreme? I especially like the parts with the BTs. You have to depend on where the sensor is looking in order to have an idea of where the BTs are, and these moments are great. Without fail, they always feel so claustrophobic, isolating, and nerve-wracking. It's partly nerve-wracking because ghosts are spooky and all, but it's also because there is nothing more frustrating than losing the shit on your back.
No! God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
It's easily the most annoying part of the game, but it's also what adds another layer to it. Not only are you managing to not die, you're also trying to keep the package in a good condition. Timefall, mules, BTs, all of these threats are made more interesting by the fact that you have to protect a tangible thing as well. In most open worlds, going to the next mission is usually just fucking whatever. It's inoffensive filler. Some games actually just let you skip the beaten path with a fuck you fast travel system, and whenever I see them, I almost always use them. Why would I walk, ride a horse, or drive a car somewhere when I could just be there instantaneously? But in Death Stranding, that journey is the core gameplay, and I like it. I like making those important decisions and dealing with all the various situations along the way. I don't think I'm as addicted as those mule guys or anything, but there was certainly a shift in my tolerance. When I was making my first deliveries, I was almost ready to just give up entirely and play something else. But then as I got deeper into it, eventually my mindset changed. When I was given a heavy package with a long delivery over a fucking mountain, my attitude changed from, fuck this, to,
I accept that challenge.
once you're in that mid-game, when you have access to all the different tools and understand all the different obstacles, that's when the attitude changes. Completing a long delivery isn't just menial shit anymore. It's a challenge that requires effort from the player, and it makes the compliments you get at the end of a long haul feel well-deserved.
If you're hauling cargo this dangerous, you must know what you're doing.
That's goddamn fucking right!
But it's not like Death Stranding is just a non-stop gauntlet either. It can also be one of those relaxing games. Whenever you aren't being spooked by Cthulhu monsters or Troy Baker, the game is usually comforting to look at and listen to. This is probably underselling the game, but if you like, say, folding your laundry while listening to music, you'd like Death Stranding. So, after all this positive shit, do I think that Death Stranding is actually a subversive masterpiece that reinvents open-world game design?
No, man.
Yeah, no, I do have my gripes with the game. I think Death Stranding is at its most engaging and interesting when it's about delivering packages, but when it decides to be a third-person shooter every now and then, it feels jarring. I sorta had the same problem with Doom: The Dark Ages. Every time I was playing the dragon sections, I just wanted to get back to cracking skulls on the ground. The game already had my attention with its open-ended delivery missions, but these combat sections are just so whatever. Boss fights feel weird in this game because they're a bad mixture of being both easy and annoying. They're easy because you can just spam rockets the whole time and already know that you're basically gonna win, and they're annoying because of Sam's sensitive movement, which I mentioned earlier. Although it is kind of funny to watch Sam fall over during a boss fight. It's like if Gandalf tripped on a rock while fighting the Balrog, and that's why he fell. So you're saying the parts where you walk are better than the parts where you actually get to shoot people? Broadly speaking, yes. Wow, that sounds awesome. Yeah. I'm guessing the story sucks too, because so far it just sounds like a bunch of artsy-fartsy bullshit. Well, it's, the story is... yeah, it's all over the place. I mean, there's a part in this game where you have to fight Mads Mikkelsen in Vietnam.
Saigon.
There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to break it all down. This video is already long enough as is. But don't let me mislead you, it's not like the story is not good. Thematically, it's great. At its core, the game's story is about connection. It's about a broken world and a broken man learning to come together again, and that's conveyed in both the cutscenes and the gameplay. It's why you're so heavily punished for killing people. It's why you're able to help other players and have to cradle a baby every now and then. Hell, I even found myself getting emotionally invested in what would actually happen to Lou, the ghost baby you've been carrying around.
All that for repatriate. What a waste.
The point is for you and Sam Porter Bridges,
If that's not symbolic, I don't know what is.
to be a hopeful symbol for humanity. And it can be quite beautiful. Jesus Christ if he was delivering packages in the apocalypse. But some of the things these people say and do, man.
We're one. Like before in the womb, remember?
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
I want to preface that the story has great payoffs at the end, but getting to those payoffs really tested my patience. With the gameplay, you have to accept the walking, and with the story, you have to accept all the weird shit. The dead whales, the baby dolls, the stupid fucking nicknames, this guy's mask, this chick who always eats bugs, and this guy who always has to lick someone's face.
Me, I'm no exception.
They do explain a lot of it, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that sometimes it feels like the game is just being weird for the sake of being weird. I hate the short film cutscenes. I mean, holy shit, there were probably like 50 different individual cutscenes of Norman Reedus waking up somewhere. Waking up in bed, waking up in midair, waking up on a battlefield. But I mean, it makes sense. He's probably fucking exhausted after having to do shit like this for people.
Hey, Sam. Do you remember your own birth?
I was inside my mother's womb.
I also tend to zone out during the world building shit since there's just so much of it. Whenever they bring up whatever the fuck Dooms are, I just think to myself, damn, I wonder what Doom game I should play right now. Why am I even asking? Eternal, obviously. Duh. You know, I should really do a video on Doom 2016 because, I mean, that game is just... Hey, come on, man, stay on topic. You're too far in to turn this into a video about Doom. Are you sure? Because, you know, I can always just loop it back around and... Listen, I do not like whatever this Death Stranding game is supposed to be about, but let me just put it like this. Complete the delivery. Now, if everything that I've shown you just looks like a bunch of
hippy-dippy baloney,
that's because it is. This game isn't meant for everyone. It couldn't be. Most people just want to unwind with traditional video game shit. It's admittedly hard to pitch that gay walking nonsense about cradling babies to the guy who just got back from their shift at 7-Eleven. If all of my footage in the background just looks totally whack to you, that's honestly understandable.
A seam has formed from my beach and the beaches of every soul in America.
What?
I'm a AAA consumer. I play the most expensive pieces of vanilla ice cream because I love to torture myself, I guess. But I think that's why it felt refreshing to play Death Stranding. It was simply something different.
You can always tweak the rules a bit.
I won't sit here and act like Death Stranding is the most original game ever made, because it's not. It has the open world, and the rough combat. It even has the white guy with a tragic backstory protagonist, who's also literally me.
Sam.
You're back.
Whatever this game is, it left a heavy impression on me. And I'm still jealous of the people who have a PS5. I purposely know next to nothing about Death Stranding 2. For all I know, it could either be the next Citizen Kane or the next hottest piece of shit to hate on. I don't know. But I do know that in an industry that has become plagued with bloat and staleness, and the feeling that I'm just playing the same shit over and over again, Death Stranding reminded me that a game can be about anything. It can even be about walking.